What the f is up with the market? That's actually the title of my video. Hey there, my name is Kyle Duke with Rebel Real Estate, and I've been selling real estate full-time for the past 8 years in the Durham region and the surrounding areas. So what is going on with this real estate market? So every single morning I wake up and I look at the sold data and I wonder to myself, are people throwing money at the wall and seeing what sticks, or do they actually see the true value in that property? Now keep in mind it is January, and typically what we see is there are a large rush of buyers that come out to try and get ahead of the buyers that are going to be coming out in the spring market. Now, as we get closer to the spring and summer months, more inventory typically comes out, which in result makes the prices increase. So those buyers that want to get ahead of that are out shopping aggressively in the month of January and February. Now, specifically here in Durham region where I'm working, we are seeing anywhere from 15 to 40 new listings a day, which is absolutely nothing compared to the amount of demand we're seeing. Now, if at any point throughout this video you would like to schedule a 30-minute appointment with me, please click the link in my bio. It will take you directly to where you can schedule that appointment and talk real estate, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest. So for the month of January, in the first 3 weeks, I've already seen properties have anywhere from 50 to 200 showings within the first 5 to 7 days. Now, I've already been in situations this year 3 times actually, where I was competing with 60, 65, and 80 other offers. Now, these 3 properties that my clients were offering on, they were completely unlivable. Now, my clients are a little bit different as they're looking to do renovations and turn it over for some profit. But again, seeing these properties go for $400,000-$500,000 over asking is mind-blowing to me. But the biggest problem is there's just absolutely nothing to choose from. Now, everybody's talking about this low inventory, and absolutely we do have an inventory issue. And an agent I know out in Toronto made a very good video. It's not just low inventory, it's fast inventory. Homes are selling within hours of being on the market, and sometimes there's not even an opportunity for those homes to hit the market because these buyers are canvassing areas, seeing the coming soon signs, and throwing numbers at sellers that it's almost impossible not to take. When you see a property sell for 1.1 million and then the exact same model sells 1 full week later for 1.25 million, it's very, very hard to justify to any of my clients or any other agent working with buyers to go up to that number. There is absolutely zero data to support a buyer paying that price, but buyers determine their own value on any property, and if that buyer specifically has lost out on 4 or 5 homes, that might be the time where they say, screw it, I'm throwing in this number even if I'm overpaying just to say I'm a homeowner. And the real problem with that is when that buyer does that, they're setting the new benchmark for those properties going forward. Now, if you're an active buyer in Durham region and you've lost out on a few properties, you probably asked your agent, where are these buyers coming from? And I can tell you firsthand, a lot of them are coming from outside of Durham, specifically Toronto, Scarborough, Mississauga, and Brampton. Now, the properties that they're selling out in those towns are selling way more than they are in Durham. So it makes sense for them to move here in a cheaper market and spend that $100,000 more than the second best offer on any property they're offering on. Now, this is not to say if you're a buyer looking in Durham region that you can't buy a home in 2022. All I'm saying, it is extremely difficult, and that home that you envision yourself being in might not be attainable at this exact moment. If you had a goal of buying in 2022 and you feel like that is starting to slip away, take a step back and look at what you're looking for in a property. Most people are going to the top of their budget to get into the market, which I totally understand, but if you break it down and understand that your first home is not going to be your forever home, take a look at what you can get for $100,000 or $200,000 cheaper at the top of your budget and consider that being your first property. So maybe buying that 2,000 square foot home is just not in the cards today, and that's totally fine. But who's to say it's not in the future? Look, markets are going to go up and down. That's just the way it is, and it's no different in real estate. Getting in the market today is a huge win. Real estate is not about rushing into the market. If you have to buy a condo or a townhome just to get in, well, guess what? That is the best thing that you could do in today's market. Because the moment you successfully purchase any property, you're officially in the market and your money has started to work for you. I have buyers that I'm working with that have extremely healthy budgets and they're struggling to get into the market. And I completely feel for them. It's not easy. Taking the time out of your day and your schedule to go see a property and lose by $200,000, $300,000 sucks, and it's deflating. And I can understand where a lot of people are saying, well, I'm just gonna wait for the market to cool down. But the reality is, us as realtors, we have no idea if and when that's gonna happen, and if it ever were to slow down, how much. Now, the last time we saw numbers increasing like this at this rate was back in April of 2017. And that's when the Liberal government stepped in and put the NSRT and rent control tax, basically taxing foreign investors for coming in and buying Canadian real estate. And that was their way of trying to slow down the real estate market. And guess what? It worked. And it put the fear in buyers' minds that they did not want to try and buy in such an inflated market. And what we saw was a 30% drop in sale prices over a 6-month span. Now, 6 months later, we started to see an uptick again in sales. It was not increasing at such an aggressive rate, but over that 6-month time, buyers understood what they were doing, they were more educated, and they felt more comfortable of buying back in to that kind of market. Now, do I think the government is gonna do that in 2022? I don't know. I know the plan is to start increasing rates, which I don't know if it's gonna have as much of an impact on the market as they want it to, but I think it'll be interesting to see over the next few months. Now, back in October and November of 2021, economists were projecting a 10% increase year over year, as well as less sales and less inventory, which the inventory levels right now is still supporting that. But what we've seen in some housing categories, we've already seen a 10% increase from December to January, and we're 3 weeks in. Now, if we still see this low inventory creep into the second quarter, I still think that prices are gonna continue to climb. At what point do buyers sit back and say, I'm not buying in this kind of market because I'm only making it harder for me to buy the next property? I think time will tell, and it'll be very interesting to see the next coming months. Now, again, we are in January and it is the beginning of the real estate year, but I think a lot of buyers are in a mad rush to get into the market. As rates are being told to the public that they are going up, most people are trying to buy before those rates increases, so they're locked in at today's lowest rate. For my sake and for your sake watching, I really hope you have the opportunity to buy a property in 2022. If you have any questions about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, my name is Kyle Duke. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll talk to you soon.